Hi, this is Gary Lewis. Since the mid-1960s, I've been the proud leader and vocalist of the rock and roll group Gary Lewis and the Playboys. Back in 1965, my music heroes were the Beatles. I was a dedicated fan, yet I didn't feel the slightest bit of remorse when I knocked them out of first place on Billboard's top 10 music charts with my first record release, This Diamond Ring. Between 1965 and 1966, my group had 7 top 10 songs. Success was a team effort. I had help from my producer Snuffy Garrett and arranger Leon Russell, and from Dick Biondi, who hosted a nationally syndicated radio program out of Pasadena, California. Biondi was not only instrumental in popularizing Gary Lewis and the Playboys, but he was a great guy. I would bring him promotional copies of my group's new singles, and he would immediately play them on the air, creating a demand for our music. Thanks to disc jockeys like Cousin Brucey, Bruce Morrow, of WABC Radio in New York City, our popularity grew from coast to coast. What is interesting about my entertaining career is that I'm just one member of the family's show business dynasty that began in the 1920s. The Roaring Twenties had prohibition, gangsters, flappers, burlesque, and vaudeville. My grandparents, Daniel and Rachel Levitch, were entertainers on the vaudeville circuit, performing their songs and snappy patter under the stage names of Danny and Ray Lewis. My grandparents were married just over a year when their only child, my father, Jerome Levitch, was born. My dad would ultimately become known as Jerry Lewis. While just a teenager, my father started his show business career as a record mime. During the 15-minute act, he lip-synced to popular records of the day while wearing outrageous costumes and contorting his face in numerous funny expressions. In 1944, while performing as an intermission act under the name of Jerry Lewis, my dad met a beautiful and talented big band singer named Esther Kalanico, known professionally as Patty Palmer. My parents married the following year, and I was born and named Carrie Harold Lee Lewis. At the age of 2, my parents renamed me Gary, and eventually I followed my unique path into the family show business tradition. The story of how the 5 of us became successful show business troopers, and the scores of people whose lives we impacted and who impacted our lives, is documented as never before in the pages ahead. Some of the facts in this book will seem like fantasy, something that could only happen in the movies. However, author Rick Saphire proves truth is stranger than fiction. So please fasten your seatbelts and join me for the ride through the real Jerry Lewis story. Yours truly, Gary Lewis.